on to our restaurants. We are building new restaurants. These new restaurants are a lot smaller than the old new ones. These new ones are a lot smaller. Most of these restaurants are built out of the old original Buddy's locations from the early to mid-1980s, as we are renovating them and turning them into new and improved Buddy's locations, but not expanding them, just making them so we can have the restaurants, a new restaurant in here. As you can see, one of these locations has already been modified and renovated to be able to work properly, as arcade games have already been added in and has already been opened up. As you can see, the arcade section is a lot smaller than before. It does not have its own room like before at the old new locations. Now it is just mainly a small wall area. They are scattered along the restaurant. But now the restaurant is one big square instead of being a bunch of different rooms that are multi-story, as the original ones were multi-story. Now for the main dining room area. The new main dining room area is much smaller and not as big and fancy. As you can see by this new dining room area in one of our newest locations, right here. This location is from one of the locations that just opened, as this is made out of one of the first Buddy's locations to officially open after the era before the original Buddy's open ended. Now for the play places in the Buddy's locations. The Buddy's location play places will be a lot smaller than the old ones, as you can see. The original ones at the new Buddy's, improved Buddy's locations are much larger. These ones are much smaller in general. But they do still have ball pits, as we are known for our play places having ball pits, so that's why it will have one. As you can see, we are working on having a slide into the ball pits, because it makes more fun. Now, the stage is also a lot smaller. The original stage for the new improved locations were much bigger. Now the new stage has been made to be much smaller. And also, we are using the old original animatronics we used from the original Buddy's locations back in the 1980s. The new and improved Buddy's animatronics were scrapped for parts. Now the new security office room is also much smaller. It's actually made out of one of the old storage closets. So as you know, we have multiple TV monitors to be able to monitor the restaurant. And not just that, we are able to monitor the restaurant. And also the TVs was attached to different cameras. The box you see will be able to reboot them in case they break down. This is what the new Buddy's looks like. The one you'll be working at. As you can see, it is much smaller from the new one, but it's still big enough to hold the video games and everything else we need. This is the new buffet section where you get your pizza. And now we decided we should serve pizza. Our main focus is still on burgers, but we serve pizza. This is what the kitchen looks like. It is a lot smaller than the previous one. The old kitchen was so big that we had a hard time keeping it running. Most of the stuff here is taken from the old previous locations. This is what the new game area looks like, as now tables will be seated right next to the game area, instead of it being its own separate section. Well folks, that's all for now. We'll keep you posted about any new information.